What's up guys, my name is Tom, welcome back to another video, and today we're here for another last 2 question mark challenge on F1 2021. Today is time for the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, the Temple of Speed, and today we're going to drive as a special guest. We're going to drive as Robert Kubica in the Alfa Romeo. Is being Kimi Raikkonen's replacement for this weekend's Italian Grand Prix, like it was last week at Zandvoort. So I decided to make this last 2 question mark challenge with Kubica, one of the best drivers without winning a world championship, and to make it more realistic as possible, I modded a little bit the game. You can see that I changed the number and the helmet is going to be a new one. Basically what I did is that I took it from F1 2019 and removed the Williams' sponsors, and you might be noticing that the Alfa Romeo is not the Alfa Romeo that we are all used to see, because the Alfa Romeo is going to race with a special livery because it's the Italian Grand Prix, it's their own race. I took this mod from a guy called Jamie. If you want to try by yourself, he's in the description below on the race department's website. And quick shout out to Jamie, one of the best modders that this community has. Make sure to check his mods out and make sure to check his socials as well. But anyway, here we are. If you're not familiarized with the last 2 question mark challenges, basically we're going to start in last place P20, and we'll see how many positions we can gain over the course of a short and sweet 10-5% race. Hopefully we can be happy scoring points with the Alfa Romeo. Not a very realistic option, but we'll see what we can do about it. Strategy wise is going to be a one stop. We're going to start on the softs and then switch to the mediums, and that is going to be our Italian Grand Prix. Make sure to let me know your predictions on the comments for Sunday's race. Maybe you guys can do some wizardry, and maybe I'm going to do some wizardry during this race. So with everything set, we'll see what we can do in these next 13 laps, if I'm not wrong. Yes, they are 13, as we're getting ready for the Italian Grand Prix as Robert Kubica, our special guest for this weekend's Italian Grand Prix. 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Great start, already overtaking Nicola Latifi, and now the house of Nikita Mazepin already up into P18, so it's been a great start, and we'll see what I can do as we go very gingerly into turn 1. You can see, try to roll the car and try to not make contact, not try to, get sidepod damage, trying to go run outside of Mick Schumacher. Momentarily some yellow flags, but that's because everyone is going slow at the first chicane, and in the process we overtook the house of Mick Schumacher, and yes, we overtook George Russell, and Latifi is up into P16, so great start from the Williams driver, and our start wasn't that bad considering that we are on the Alfa Romeo. Tried to take a sniff on the inside of the Williams, but I can't do nothing about it. Losing a bit of time in the chicanes is going to be something recurring during this race, because I'm carrying a low downforce setup, which is the way to go around Monza, the Temple of Speed. You want to go with as less wings as possible, but at the same time carrying a little bit of wings because of the second sector. We might struggle a little bit against the eye, especially on sector 2, but you're going to see that we're going to do probably most likely wonders in the straight, especially in the start-finish straight with the DRS open. We'll see what we can do about it. Realistically, I think we can finish around P15. Scoring points I think is not really a viable option, so this is the objective for today's race. I'm setting the objective while we are driving, so this doesn't make any sense, but anyway, Valtteri Bottas leads the Grand Prix, followed by Lewis Hamilton, and then Max Verstappen. Is not something that is common to see, Bottas leading the race. But anyway, we're going to come back to our POV and see what we can do. You can see Latifi flashing a little bit the white light, so he's already harvesting some energy, which is quite odd to see. But side by side we go, deploying a little bit of ERS as we go into the first chicane. We outbrake the Williams, and that's us up into P16, so a very easy move. And you can see Carlos Sainz struggling in these early stages of the race, trying to overtake our teammate Antonio Giovinazzi, and now he's gaining, and actually we're gaining even more on Carlos Sainz, so we might overtake a Ferrari in this race. He's going defensive, but he just give us enough room to try to go run outside. But the thing is, I wasn't confident enough. I'm not very confident on the brakes, which is something crucial at a track like this that has a lot of heavy braking zones. So I need to adjust maybe my driving style. I used my Haas in the career mode series, which was already upgraded, and this is a stock Alfa Romeo, so this car is a little bit slower than my career mode car. So already putting some excuses, don't judge me, and hopefully we can move on in this race. But anyway, talking about Carlos Sainz, he's struggling a lot. Oh, there's a Williams in the wall. Oh, that is a huge crash. Yellow flags. I don't know if you could see in the replay camera, and that is the Williams of George Russell out of the Italian Grand Prix. A virtual safety car gets deployed. I think that should be a safety car, but because that was a huge hit. Make sure to rewind the video, and you're going to see in the background the Williams hitting heavily the wall. But what I'm going to do here is time for a gamble, like it was at the Belgian Grand Prix. We're going to pit under the virtual safety car, and fingers crossed that this can work. I know that is just lap 3. We're going to dress already the brand new set of medium tires, and let's hope for the best. Let's see if this virtual safety car is going to really come in handy. We pull into our pit box and dress a brand new set of mediums, like I was saying, but unfortunately the virtual safety car is ending, so we're not going to gain that much. We just gain in the pit entry. The DRS gets enabled, but that was a huge crash from George Russell. We're going to see the replay in a minute, but here we are in P19. We have a lot of ground to make, ladies and gentlemen, if we want to get a good result, but this can pay dividends. It will depend as well on the guys ahead of us, how they are going to race, but we're going to see the replay. This is George Russell, and he completely loses at Ascari, and oh, that is a huge crash. You can see the front end of his car lifting so big, it was the impact. Let's say from his POV, just lost it out of nowhere. And yeah, that is George Russell's race over. So already, you know, feeling some pressure because he's going for Mercedes next season. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to move on lap 4. And like I was saying, this strategy can pay dividends. However, it will depend how these guys ahead of us are going to manage their race. Because the more they battle, the better it is for us. Because we are in clear air, we don't have the help of the DRS, which is something very powerful at a track like this. But anyway, we're going to do our race. We're already 17 seconds behind Nikita Mazepin, so this would mean that we would be ahead of the Haas, and this is Antonio Giovinazzi, so apologies for the replay camera, struggling a little bit to record the replays for this race. But now this is lap 7, skipping all the way the photo on lap 7, starting lap 8, and we're watching the guys ahead of us. The lights of Antonio Giovinazzi. You can see Carlos Sainz doesn't seem to find a way to overtake this Alfa Romeo. It's been a nightmare of a race for Ferrari. I think Charles Leclerc is just behind the points, but these guys are going to set the mediums, and now we'll see if we're going to overtake these guys. You can see on the parabolic, we are on the start-finish straight, and there you have it, overtaking these guys. This is absolute golden for us. We did a massive undercut with the help of the virtual safety car, which was quite beneficial, especially at the pit entry. The pit exit, we didn't gain anything, but look at us in P15 as Robert Kubica, and there's one car remaining to pit of this league, which is the Haas of Nikita Mazepin. You can see on the minimap, and this will promote us into P14. So this is our race. 4 seconds ahead of us is Yuki Tsunoda, and to be honest, I think it's going to be quite a challenge to catch that AlphaTauri. I think we don't have the pace for that because, you know, let's be honest, we are on Alfa Romeo. We're doing as Robert Kubica, which is going to struggle a lot in this weekend. I'm recording this on Thursday, but I reckon that is going to struggle a lot. Remember that is sprint race this weekend, which I'm really excited about it. I mean, it already happened because I'm posting this after the sprint race, but Kubica is going to struggle a lot because, you know, doesn't have that mileage in an F1 car in this Alfa Romeo. But anyway, this is the train ahead of us. This is Charles Leclerc going side by side with Pierre Gasly, and Gasly gets up into P10. This is a battle for the final point, and this is getting really intense. We have the two AlphaTauris, Leclerc, and I think that is Fernando Alonso, if I'm not wrong. I can't see clearly from this camera shot while I'm narrating this episode. But anyway, P14 is ours. Carlos Sainz is catching us at light speed, and these mediums, I'm starting to struggle a little bit, and you can see losing massively the back end, and you can see actually that the tires are like in 25 odd %. It's not that much, but it's enough to be massively slower against a Ferrari on fresh medium. But this is a free wide between Leclerc, Gasly, and Alonso. Alonso sends one down inside. This is not Alonso, apologies. This is Esteban Ocon. Now I see the number 31, and now Ocon side by side he goes with Leclerc, and this is absolute fantastic. It's a shame that we are not that close from these guys, because who knows, maybe we could take some dividends. But Ocon gets up into P10 on lap 12. Fantastic stuff between these four guys. It seems that I can't count, but anyway, we have 2 laps to go. Bottas is bossing this race, and we're driving the car that is going to drive for next year. And here comes Carlos Sainz side by side. We're going through Ascari. I think we're going to be a bit aggressive and squeeze him, force him in to go into the inside curbs in order to settle a bit the car, because it's all or nothing. We're in P14, which is an absolute win considering that the car that we have. And if Kubica finishes in P14, that would be an absolute win as well. But anyway, Sainz sends one down inside. You can see how much pace this Ferrari has. And in the process, I think Giovinazzi is starting to catch us, and Sainz gets up into P14. The thing is, I think we have DRS. No, Sainz still has DRS. But here we go, side by side. Even with DRS, Sainz doesn't have any chance whatsoever, thanks to the low wings that we're carrying in this race. As we go into the chicane, make sure to not lock up, and actually we brake and we do the chicane. again pretty nicely, so that is really good to see. I'm giving everything in order to secure this P14. It's not really common to finish outside of the points in the last 2 question mark challenge, but considering the car that we have today, I think we're doing a banger of a job in this trashy Alfa Romeo. I really hope that Alfa Romeo has a good car for next year, because they really deserve it. But anyway, you can see weaving left, right and center on the track to try to break the slipstream. But the thing is, Sainz is going to have available one more DRS zone. You can see Giovinazzi is less than 1 second ahead of us, so this is going to get really tasty most likely in these last few moments of the Grand Prix. So here comes Carlos Sainz once again with the up of the DRS. It's all or nothing to finish in P14. We might finish ahead of this Ferrari. It will depend how we're going to manage Ascari, and you can see squeezing in very aggressive. Lewis Hamilton manages to win the Italian Grand Prix, so once again beating his teammate even in the game. And you can see Sainz doesn't have any chance whatsoever. And look at Giovinazzi going side by side with 2 Alfa Romeos. Might be ahead of Sainz at the end of this Grand Prix, but Giovinazzi gets really wrong at Parabolica, and he's going to be Kubica, Sainz and Giovinazzi. But what a race, what a gamble. I had so much fun in this race. And there you have it, as Robert Kubica finishing P14. And let me tell you, if this is real life, I think it's going to be a positive result for the Polishman, because he doesn't have that much mileage in that Alfa Romeo car. He probably has a lot in the simulator, but that is a completely different thing. But anyway, Lewis Hamilton wins the Italian Grand Prix. Bottas was leading most of the race, but what matters is that you cross the line in first place. But anyway, great result, great race. We took a gamble, it was totally worth it. Maybe if we were in a faster car, it would be a completely different story. But I decided to do this video, a special video, racing as Robert Kubica, replacing Kimi Raikkonen in this weekend like it was at Zandvoort. And let me say, I'm a huge fan of Robert Kubica. He deserved much more in Formula 1, but unfortunately things didn't happen, because we know what happened. I don't need to say anything. And yeah, I wish him all the best, and hopefully we can see him doing a great race on Sunday. But there you have it. Realistically, I think this is the best that Alfa Romeo can get during this weekend. Maybe Giovinazzi can get better, because, you know, he has more mileage with that car. And hopefully I didn't jinx anything with that George Russell crash, because I think this is a really good track for the Williams car, because he has a lot of straights. But anyway, guys, if you reached here, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button. If you're new, make sure to subscribe and turn the notifications on. It really helps me out. Trust me, a lot of F1 content comes to this channel, so make sure to join to the family. You're going to have an absolutely banger of a time. But that has been me for today. Enjoy Sunday's race, and I'll see you guys for a brand new video next time. But for now, take care.